Hello everyone and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I am of course your host Aaron, and today we are going to talk about the SID and MARTY KROFFT NFT drop that actually happened the other day. And I was trying to film it, but then things happened, but here we are now, so let's get rolling with a fresh edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. Now, if you're like me, you were probably saying to yourself, who is SID and MARTY KROFFT? I had no idea who they were, and it turns out they're just two brothers from Quebec, Canada, who made their way to America just to live their dream as being actors and puppeteers. That's right, they worked on Hanna-Barbera's Banana Splits, which I'm not sure if you're very familiar with. I'm somewhat familiar with it. I haven't seen it in a long time. I think it had to do with some kind of like gorillas or some kind of like big animatronic puppets, and they're playing like guitars and banjos and stuff like that. Or I could just be thinking of another movie or TV show. Now, they are coming out with NFTs, which I will try to explain this to the best of my knowledge because I don't really understand it. It's like a digital copy of like a picture or something that you have intellectual property of if you purchase it. Make a long story short, Funko has joined forces with NFTs, and basically if you get certain NFTs, which are GRAILs or legendaries, you can redeem them to get an actual physical copy of that Funko Pop. Now, SID and MARTY KROFFT are famous for a few things, which I'm just going to name them before I go into the actual Funko Pops you can redeem. One is Land of the Lost, which is very popular, I'm sure you know of. Of course, HR PufnStuf. As I mentioned before, they were an integral part of the Banana Splits. They had Sigmund and the Sea Monster, the Lost Saucer, Electro Woman and the Dyna Girl, Wonderbug. I haven't seen any of those. Maybe HR PufnStuf I've seen, and the Banana Splits. Land of the Lost I haven't actually watched, I just know of. So basically, they're coming out with two packs. You can get the standard pack, which is 15 digital or 5 digital pops for $9.99, or you can buy the premium pack, $29.99, which gives you 15 cards. Now, altogether, if you can complete this set of the commons, uncommons, and epics, you will get a Freddy Funko, which is in the genre of what they are releasing to everyone, which is a SID and MARTY KROFFT. So in this particular instance, it is Freddy Funko as a Sleek. And if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize, but it's that little lizard large lizard creature from Land of the Lost that like goes after everybody, which I did a little research, and turns out before they turned into a warlike people, they were an extremely smart race that actually civilized on Land of the Lost and actually created everything there. So they're geniuses. But then, of course, they warred within each other, and now they're just, monsters and things like that. So let's get back into the SID and MARTY KROFFT Funko Pops that you can buy or, redeem. There are actually three legendaries and one GRAIL, and then the redeemable Freddy Funko. So, where are we going to start? Let's start with Seymore Spider. Now, Seymore Spider had to do a little investigation. He's this orange and yellow bug-eyed dude with 6 arms, because he's a spider, of course. And there is a 1.68% chance that you are going to be able to get this legendary out of all the packs that are distributed. Now, there are 12,500 standard packs, and there were 12,500 premium packs. So back to Seymore the Spider, which I was trying to say, his percentage-wise, there are only 1,400 of them that you can actually redeem. And he was only in 2 episodes in HR PufnStuf, and it was actually like Witchy Poo, who was the main villain in HR PufnStuf's creature. So yeah, here's some pictures of Seymore Spider. I mean, he looks pretty decent. And I wasn't going to get any of these NFTs until I actually took a deeper look into them. And Seymore Spider actually grabbed my attention. I'm like, dude, this guy's pretty decent. Why not? Why not? Let's go. Let's do this. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, they have the Sleek from Land of the Lost. He is also a 1,400 count, and he is a 1.68% chance of getting him in the packs. And they are the extra-dimensional race of reptilian bipedal humanoid species native to Land of the Lost. They appeared in all 3 seasons of Land of the Lost, as well as the 2 reboots. That's right, I did some investigation, so you guys would know what I'm talking about. Now, the Sleeks are pretty cool. I do remember a couple of Comic-Cons ago, it sold out very quickly. Like, it was like, boom, it sold out. And they were pricing that thing at like $500 for the Chase version. It was a soda can, to be honest with you, and I didn't really collect sodas, so I didn't purchase it, but if I wouldn't have known at the time I could have got 500 bills, it would still be sitting in my office, and I would still make no money off of it. Alright, and then the last legendary one you can get is Jimmy! No, I'm not talking about R-Truth's little Jimmy. I am talking about HR PufnStuf's Jimmy. Now, Jimmy is actually the main character on HR PufnStuf, opposed to HR PufnStuf himself. Jimmy was playing a magic flute, and there was this husky-ass boot. When I see a husky-ass boot, I'll show you a picture. It was bright blue, it was amazing. And this dude's playing the flute, and it's like, hey man, come on, jump on this boat, and we're going to go to a magic island with a bunch of adventures. So he goes on the boat, and then Witchy Poo, which I mentioned earlier with the Seymore Spider, is this witch, sees him, she's like, ah, you ruined my plans! And like changes all the weather, and then he's like, this boat turns into a piece of crap, and he's drifting out to sea, and HR PufnStuf's like, I'm gonna go save him, let's go, crew! It's actually basically the whole song into HR PufnStuf. My buddy at work, Jeff, I actually asked him about it, and he could actually remember the whole song. And he hasn't seen the show in probably, 20, 30 years. That is how epic HR PufnStuf was on the minds of young children. Because I guess I should have mentioned this before. A lot of these creations of Sid and Marty Krofft are very loud with color and just out there. So there were a period of time where they thought that they were like tripping on like LSD or smoking marijuana and creating these things, and they're like, we've never done drugs in our life. We just know what people like. All right, and it brings us to the GRAIL. The GRAIL is Horatio J. Hoodoo. He's the magician with the glasses, and he has a bald head. He kind of looks like George Costanza, except a little skinnier. And he has like a real pointy nose, and he has one of the moles on there. And I did a little investigation on Hoodoo, because if I did it on the Sleek, and I did it on Jimmy, and I did it on Seymore, I gotta do it on Hoodoo. And he is an evil magician in Lidsville. He's extremely handsome, amazingly clever, all-powerful magician, who wants to try to collect the rightfully due taxes in the form of hat checks from the citizens of Lidsville. He also tries to protect himself from the plots of a lost human Mark. And I think Mark stole a genie from him or something like that. I'm not completely sure. And there is a 0.4 chance of getting him. That's a 40% chance of getting him. There are 999 available of him. Jimmy, there was the 1400 count with the 1.68% chance. And yeah, these are all cool. And if you do get any of these GRAILs or legendaries that you can redeem, you gotta wait all the way until June 16th, 2023 to get these bad boys. So you got some time. I'm definitely gonna get some of these packs, and hopefully I will get some GRAILs or legendaries. And I know I went by this pretty quick, but hey, if I didn't do it now, I wouldn't have never done it. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me with 8 Minutes with Aaron. I am sure I will see you next time at the same place, same time on this channel. And let me tell you something. All these Funko Pops that I went over are getting an up. That's right. They're all getting up because they all look mighty, mighty sweet. I will see you next time. You have a good one. Bye-bye.